The Earth has two icy crowns, the Arctic and the Antarctic. The Arctic, centered on the North Pole, is an ocean covered in sea ice, surrounded by land. It is home to iconic animals like polar bears and walruses. The Antarctic, on the other hand, is a continent centered on the South Pole. Penguins, seals, and whales rule this icy kingdom. Despite their icy exteriors, these polar regions are teeming with life. Each species is uniquely adapted to survive the extreme cold, fierce winds, and prolonged periods of darkness. The Arctic and Antarctic play a critical role in regulating the Earth's climate. They act as giant refrigerators, reflecting sunlight back into space and helping to regulate global temperatures. The formation and melting of polar ice influence ocean currents and sea levels, impacting weather patterns worldwide.
The Arctic and Antarctic regions are crucial to the Earth's climate system. These icy landscapes act like giant mirrors, reflecting sunlight back into space and helping to cool the planet. The vast ice sheets of Greenland and Antarctica lock up enormous amounts of fresh water. The formation and melting of this ice directly impact sea levels, a critical concern in the face of climate change. The Arctic, with its frozen oceans surrounded by land masses, supports a rich diversity of marine life. Phytoplankton, the base of the Arctic food web, thrives in the nutrient-rich waters. The Southern Ocean surrounding Antarctica is teeming with krill, tiny crustaceans that form the basis of the Antarctic food chain. These krill swarms sustain a wide range of animals, from fish and squid to penguins, seals, and whales.
Life in the polar regions is a constant struggle against the elements. Temperatures can plummet to bone-chilling lows, and the sun disappears for months on end during the polar winter. Yet despite these harsh conditions, a remarkable array of creatures thrives in these icy landscapes. From the iconic polar bear, the apex predator of the Arctic, to the vast colonies of penguins that inhabit the Antarctic, these animals have evolved remarkable adaptations to survive. Polar bears, with their thick fur coats and layers of blubber, are perfectly insulated against the Arctic cold. Penguins, masters of the Antarctic, rely on their incredible swimming skills and thick feathers to withstand the frigid waters of the Southern Ocean. Seals, with their sleek bodies and thick blubber layers, are well suited for life in the water and on ice. They have developed the ability to hold their breath for extended periods, allowing them to dive deep in search of prey. Survival in the polar regions requires remarkable adaptations. Animals in these extreme environments have evolved unique ways to cope with the cold and scarcity of food. Polar animals like polar bears and seals have thick layers of blubber for insulation. This blubber acts as a natural wetsuit, trapping heat in cold waters. Arctic foxes change fur color to blend with their surroundings. In summer, their fur turns brown. In winter, it becomes white. This helps them avoid predators and stalk prey.
The polar regions, despite their remoteness, are increasingly threatened by human activities. Climate change is causing the Arctic to warm at twice the rate of the rest of the planet. This warming effect is leading to the rapid melting of glaciers and sea ice, threatening polar species. The loss of sea ice is particularly alarming for polar bears, as they rely on it for hunting seals. Pollution from industrial activities also poses a significant threat to the polar regions. Persistent organic pollutants can accumulate in polar animals, disrupting their endocrine systems. Oil and gas exploration, mining and fishing are expanding into these areas, putting pressure on ecosystems.
Protecting the polar regions is not just about preserving iconic species and breathtaking landscapes. It's about safeguarding the health of our planet. These icy regions play a critical role in regulating global climate patterns, and their fate is intertwined with our own. Recognizing the urgent need for action, the international community has come together to address the challenges facing the Arctic and Antarctic. International agreements, such as the Antarctic Treaty System, have been instrumental in promoting scientific collaboration and establishing environmental protocols for the region. Efforts to mitigate climate change, such as reducing greenhouse gas emissions, are crucial for slowing the rate of ice melt and preserving polar habitats. We can all contribute to the protection of these vital regions. By acting as responsible stewards of our planet, we can help ensure that future generations inherit a world where polar bears roam the Arctic ice and penguins waddle across the Antarctic shores.